The Big WECK presents Buffalo on the Rise, sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process. Welcome to the television show devoted to local business, Buffalo on the Rise, with your host, Joe Chili. There's an entrepreneurial spirit in Western New York that's putting our area on the cusp of greatness. Each week, Buffalo on the Rise features local business leaders and decision makers who are shaping our future. If it's about local business, we'll talk about it right here, right now, during Buffalo on the Rise.
On this edition of the Big WECK presents Buffalo on the Rise, we all want to look and feel our best, and managing our weight is key to good health. Find out how a visit to Buffalo Weight Loss can help you start your journey to better health. Is your roof in need of repair? The team at Amherst Roofing offer high quality at an affordable price. From inspection to financing, they've got you covered. And are you ready to set the table with some delicious homemade food this season? We'll sample what Market in the Square has to offer. All coming up on this edition of the Big WECK presents Buffalo on the Rise. Joining us on Buffalo on the Rise today is George Chabot. George is the CEO and owner of Buffalo Weight Loss. George, welcome to Buffalo on the Rise.
Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you here. Now, you've got kind of a brand new concept of weight loss. You're located on Transit Road?
Correct.
Okay. And what kind of, opened your eyes or got you invested in a business like this?
Well, Buffalo Weight Loss was created with an idea of helping people in Buffalo. I mean, we all know that Buffalo's full of amazing food, big football fans, every Sunday pizza and wings. And I thought it would be a good idea to help our neighbors, lose weight and feel better about themselves.
So what would make Buffalo Weight Loss different than, say, your average weight loss center?
Buffalo Weight Loss uses a medication called semaglutide. It's a new weight loss drug that basically mimics a GLP-1 hormone that releases when your brain tells your body that you're full. It also slows down your digestive tract, which basically, when you do eat, you get full quicker and for a longer period of time. So I myself, I love food, I overeat a lot, and this basically stabilizes that and stops me from doing that, and that's what makes you lose the weight. Well,
I gotta tell you, you don't look like you overeat a lot. Yeah. And I know it's not just the black outfit that you're wearing. I know that's slimming, but
Right.
No, I think that's, a lot of people look for, here in the United States, I hate to say it, a one-step answer, immediate gratification. There's a pill for everything, right, or a shot. Is this something that the average individual would be interested in?
Absolutely. I mean, semaglutide catapults you to getting started on your weight loss journey and even just living a healthier lifestyle. That's how I like to put it. It's basically an icebreaker. The hardest thing to do is, get started. Especially, you want to go to the gym, you want to start eating healthier. The first step is always the hardest. Semaglutide really just helps you catapult your way and get you started on that weight loss journey. Once you start seeing the results, which is a week or two, it motivates you to keep going, start going to the gym, and your clothes are fitting better, you're looking better, you're happier, and you just want to keep that going.
Is it something where people have to get used to it? Is it, when you start this semaglutide, is it something that your body reacts to right away, or you said it takes like a couple of weeks? Is that a couple of weeks to actually see the weight loss?
It takes a couple of weeks. Sometimes it just takes a week to see the weight loss, but your body does have to adjust to the semaglutide, and we help you with that. We start you on a lower dose so your body can get used to it, and then bring you on to the full dose after about 5 weeks.
Is this something that's relatively new? I mean, I never heard about this until, 6-8 months ago. Was I asleep at the wheel? I mean, is this something that's relatively new in the weight loss industry?
Well, no, you weren't asleep at the wheel. It is fairly new, and it's really revolutionizing the weight loss industry. And it's helping people of all ages. Again, you have people that have injuries that aren't able to work out. You have people that work 80 hours a week, are super busy. The single moms with 3 kids that just don't have time to prep cook and go to the gym. This will help you start shedding the weight off, and then motivate you to do more after that and get into good habits.
Well, that's a good point, and I was going to ask you. Now, is it something that you just take and you lose weight? Do you have to work out? Do you recommend working out? Do people feel like they can work out now when maybe they couldn't before?
It makes you feel like you want to work out. Again, once you see the results, you get motivated. But the drug, and that's actually our motto, no diet, no exercise, just results. We're not promoting an unhealthy lifestyle. What we're telling you is this is what the drug does. It basically subsides your appetite and it helps you lose the weight without working out and without eating healthy. You can still eat what you want, but you'll realize that you're starting to eat lesser portions of it.
How are your patients reacting to this? And how did they get started? Do they just come to you? Do they have to get a note from their doctor? How does that actually work out?
So we get you to our doctor. You have a doctor's consultation. You ask all the questions that you have about semaglutide. We answer all your questions, take your vitals, and basically the doctor will recommend the semaglutide if it's right for you. And basically it's 1 injection per week, and it's probably the smallest needle you've ever seen. Nothing, very low risk, very minimal side effects, and it's a very simple routine.
And what kind of weight loss have people been seeing with this?
I personally have taken it just to, kind of relate to my patients. And I lost 7 pounds in 2 weeks. At the end of the month, I lost a little over 10 pounds. Now we have a patient that's been on it for 2 months, lost 22 pounds. And they're extremely happy. I mean, they come in every month for their new injection, and you just see the pounds shedding off, and they're happy and they're healthy, and they're really just thriving with their new, healthy lifestyle.
Now I have to ask you this:
Yeah.
if I started something like this, do you think I could find my neck?
Yeah.
I mean, just a question. I mean, really.
After a while, I think we'll find it somewhere.
All right, Buffalo Weight Loss, George Sabat, and your phone number 716-764-9485. But something that it sounds like it's dramatic, and we wish you the best of luck with it.
We appreciate you, and thanks for having me again.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact Buffalo Weight Loss by calling 716-764-9485 or go to buffaloweightloss.com.
Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by the following.
I'm Joe Chili. Joining us on the Big WECK Buffalo on the Rise is Paul Burdikoff from Amherst Roofing.
Nice
Paul,
to meet you.
nice to thank you for joining us
Yeah.
today. We really appreciate it. You got a busy week.
Yeah.
Getting married at the end of the week.
Oh, yeah, it's busy.
Good for you, and you decided to come and join us today. That's great. Let's talk about Amherst Roofing, and how did Amherst Roofing actually get started?
Ooh, the history of Amherst Roofing, it's pretty complicated, and it's pretty long. It's 1996, my dad started a corporation, did a lot of construction, Buffalo and Canada, and it kind of went more focused in the roofing business. When I was about 17, I decided to join him with the roofing, and then my brother joined. So it was a fully family business, from the estimates to the work being done. And now, a couple years back, my sister joined us as a receptionist. So whenever you call, you'll have my sister answer. So it's fully family business.
Now, when you talk about family businesses and you talk about Amherst Roofing, you said 17 you decided to join. Did you get nudged into it because it was family business, or was it something you really wanted to do?
I really wanted to do it. I was actually getting ready to go to school for engineering. I was kind of, I really wanted to be an engineer, but family business it just feels a little bit better, sounds a little bit better too. You don't have to sit at a cubicle all day, so you get freedom, on the roof.
You're outside.
Yeah, nice fresh air.
Fresh air,
Hot, like
clouds. Yeah. How about, what would you say differentiates Amherst Roofing from other roofing companies?
Well, the big aspect is the family business. If you call anybody, if you ever get me on the phone, the receptionist on the phone, anyone, we all have the same goal, is to get, satisfy customers and make sure the roof is good. And if we're installing the roof, we want it to be perfect. We don't cut corners. We don't want to do any bad material. That's why our material is the best you can get, and our labor, we hope, is the best too.
The questions some people have, and I'm a novice when it comes to things like this. When I got my first house, second house, whatever, they think, when is it actually time to get a new roof? And can you put a new roof over an old roof?
So that's actually a very good question. Time of roof, there's a few things that you can do just by looking at the roof from outside. You don't have to get up on a ladder. If you notice curling on a roof, like the shingles start curling, you see streaks or missing shingles, that's a big sign of the roof needing to be done soon. If you get your gutters cleaned and the cleaners say, hey, you got a lot of granules or stones in the gutters, that means the water's wiping off the stone from the shingle, which means it's getting older, it's losing its grip, and you're going to start getting missing shingles or leaks.
It seems that this year we had a lot of rain, but it seems like we've had an inordinate, if you excuse me, I speak so well, inordinate number of windstorms.
Yeah.
So what should people be doing after, a windstorm, something when we're getting winds 45, 50, 60 miles an hour, even lately? What should they be looking for in their house?
So first thing is, after a windstorm, hopefully it's not tied in with rain right away, because if it is tied in with rain, you're going to see it inside your house. But if there's a windstorm and it's over, walk the property, make sure you don't find any missing shingles or shingles on the ground. If you do, give us a call. We also, if it is a storm-related damage, insurance can cover it. So you might just be responsible for the down payment and the
or like your deductible, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So last year, hate to bring it up. I mean, December 23rd.
Oh yeah.
An awful storm here that affected everybody.
Yeah.
What should people be? A lot of ice damage, as a matter of fact. What should people be looking for, preparing for winter now?
So preparing for winter, for sure, you want to take a look. Like I said, you don't have to get up on your roof. You can just take a look. If you see any dips in your roof, or you see curling shingles, because when the snow and ice sits on your roof, it will find a way in. And it's a lot harder to fix a roof when there's ice than it is right now. So that's why right now is a good time to prepare for winter. If you have small leaks, or you had a little bit of staining in your house, try to get it fixed before we have snow and ice.
And what should the homeowner, for if they're looking for assistance, if they're looking for an estimate, do you charge for estimates?
No, free estimates. Any questions, even if you want to call and I have a question, if you don't know, you want to do an estimate or anything, and you have a question, hey, can you guys do this, or can you help me what to do, feel free to call. Anyone will answer questions as much as you want. There's no charge for that. Free estimates, as always. If you want us to stop by, give you an estimate, no charge.
And what about a standard warranty on a roof now?
So we actually have different tiers of warranties. Our standard one is 15 years. That is class leading around here for sure. And if you wanted to, we do have better options up to a 50-year warranty. And actually we do have a lifetime warranty also on labor and materials.
All right, so it sounds like people should be looking at the roofs right now.
Yes.
And thinking about what's going on, and if they had icicles last year and there's things, they should be seriously thinking about. But we really appreciate it, Paul. Thank you so much for joining us. For more information and answers to your questions, contact Amherst Roofing by calling 716-304-4554 or go to amherstroofinwny.com.
Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by the following.
Joining us today is Nick Kazmierski, one of the owners of Market in the Square. Welcome to Buffalo on the Rise.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to have you here today. Let's talk about one of the things that I think is great about Market in the Square is the variety. And you've got a bunch of different departments we want to talk about. Let's start with the meat department.
Yeah, our meat department is something that we really take a lot of pride in. Like you said, we have a great variety of products there. We have, sausage, hamburgers, steaks, roasts, pretty much anything you want. We have for you, freshly cut. If you don't see something you like there, or you don't see what you want there, feel free to ask one of our meat cutters or our meat department managers, and they'll be happy to get it for you. But one of the things that I think does separate us from a lot of meat departments in the area is that we cut everything each and every day fresh. Beef, pork, chicken. Like I said, we make our sausage fresh from fresh pork butts. So just a lot to offer, and I think we do offer some great quality and great value, of course.
I think that's great because somebody like myself, I live by myself. If you buy something and then it sits for a couple of days in the refrigerator, you don't want to be something that's past the sell-by date, or something like that. So fresh is awesome.
Fresh is better, yep.
One of the other things that I can't stay away from when I get into Market in the Square is the bakery department. And of course, and cinnamon rolls. I'm sorry, but that seems to be my weakness, as you can tell. So tell us a little bit about the bakery department. What makes it special?
Yeah, the bakery is a premier department in the Market in the Square for sure. It's a scratch bakery, so we're making a lot of things right from scratch, right from mixes. One of my favorites and probably one of our signature items is the Polish style cheesecake. We're making that from scratch and just absolutely fantastic. If you're a cheesecake fan and you haven't tried it, I'd recommend getting over to either of our locations and grabbing one because it will become one of your fast favorites. But other than that, we're making rolls, breads, rye breads, Polish rye breads, Danishes, cinnamon rolls, strudels, pies, everything, and you can't forget our donuts, scratch-made donuts each and every night, so they're fresh in the morning. And
as one of the owners, I hate to ask this, but you never go in and sample, do you? Just a little taste every once in a while?
Yeah, almond paste. Oh, I forgot to mention almond rings is one of my favorites. And you go in the bakery department when they're making the almond rings with the fresh almond paste. That's something that, you might have to taste test.
Well, you're in pretty good shape even for doing that. What about some of the deli specialties?
Yeah, so the deli is, we have our shave and slice area where we're, cold cut Salins ham, margarita salami, all that stuff there, and your fresh cheeses as well. But something that our deli does really well is homemade salads, so like your ham salads, antipasta salads, some Greek salads like that they're making homemade each and every day and are able to put out. And those are some fantastic items. And like you said before, fresh is better, and they're making them fresh.
What about catering? Do you do catering?
Yeah, so our catering department is also, works hand in hand with the deli, but we have some great catering managers and hot foods managers at each store. And we have a great selection, a great menu up on our website at themarketinthesquare.com. It's a little drop down that you can look at, maybe a 6 or 7 page menu. But entrees, baked ziti, breaded pork chops, beef roll-ups, fried chicken. Fried chicken is one of our best sellers by far. But great menu, price per person, small events, big events. We can help you out and kind of make you a guest at your own party. Don't have to think about that food prep, and that takes a lot of stress off people.
You didn't have to happen to bring any of that fried chicken with you. No, I didn't. That would be the case. What about when you start talking about things like produce? Produce is important because, nothing worse than getting it home and it's kind of, 2 days from now, it just isn't looking that good. How do you keep your produce fresh and tell us about it? Is it really something you have to constantly keep after?
Yeah, so produce is, like you said, it's a quality department. We got to make sure that quality is always there because people, like you said, don't want to have that produce go bad on them fast because it is such a sensitive item. But we have local suppliers as much as we can get local produce. Obviously, we can't grow everything year-round here in Buffalo, but when we can get local produce, we certainly do. But we also work with local produce distributors to get us the freshest product each and every day. We're getting deliveries 7 days a week to make sure that we have the produce that you want.
It seems to be, I see things in restaurants, when you're walking by, you see things that say farm to table. And that's, what you're talking about, right? Going to local suppliers, local producers, and getting the things you need.
Yep, fresh lettuce. We have a greenhouse locally in Grand Island that's supplying us some fresh lettuce that actually is grown in Buffalo, or in Grand Island, I should say, year round. So that's in stores. But when we hit the summertime with the corn, the berries, the peaches, the zucchinis and yellow squashes, the cantaloupes, all that stuff that's local, we're working and bringing that stuff in all summer long.
Family operated business, right?
Yep.
And what do local communities kind of mean to you?
Yeah, I think the local community is everything. I mean, if you have a successful local community and we can kind of build up that community and put money back in and have events and sponsor events, which we love doing, I think that successful community helps us be successful. We need to have that. We're kind of that center of the community in both our locations in West Seneca and North Tonawanda. Provides kind of an active center of commerce that people are coming to each and every day. And if we can keep that community strong and thriving, we're going to be successful too. So, we're local families. My dad grew up in Riverside in the city of Buffalo, and then my sisters and I grew up in the town of Tonawanda. So we're local. We've been Buffalo through and through. So community and this Western New York community is really important to us.
Nick, Market in the Square, thank you very much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact Market in the Square by calling their West Seneca store, 716-675-8200, or their North Tonawanda store, 716-693-2802, or go to themarketinthesquare.com.
Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by the following. Thanks for watching this edition of the Big WECK Presents Buffalo on the Rise. For information on this and other shows, go to our website, bigweck.com, and find out how you can participate on the program if you're a hometown business. I'm Joe Chili. Thanks for watching and listening to the Big WECK, Buffalo's oldie station.
The Big WECK Presents Buffalo on the Rise was sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process.